And so my problem with the black community. Oh no, that's going to sound bad if I say that, isn't it? My problem with the trans community. Oh no, that sounds bad too. I don't want what I say to be put in a negative light. My problem with the female gender as a whole is that they always rejected me. Wee. I feel vindicated in my shitty behaviour towards females because I acted shitty towards them and therefore they rejected me and now I'm mad. Wee. Well, who's a group we can comfortably shit on without fear of any serious backlash? Celebrities. There you go. Everyone hates celebrities, and rightly so, because they're all fucking big pieces of shit. Oh, I pretend to be someone for money, therefore what I do counts, and I can get away with absolute fucking garbage behaviour because I'm rich and famous. Here's an idea for celebrities. Shut your fucking mouths. Literally everyone in the world has bigger problems than you, so fucking shut up. I know they're human, they still deal with the same problems we do. Boo, boo. They also have significant means to, help themselves with those problems, whereas most of us fucking don't. Alright, here's my hot take. I have no hot takes. All of my opinions are obvious and trash and whatever. This might be another sniffly episode. Sorry, folks. I'm in that kind of way. I think it's the weather. The cold weather makes my sinuses all clogged up and I get all sniffly and shit. I apologise. For being a human. It's not something I'm proud of. In fact, it's my biggest fucking hatred about myself. On job applications, where they say, "What's your biggest weakness?" or interviews or whatever. What's your biggest weakness? I'd say, I'm human. I'm sorry. It's not my fault. I can't help it. I'm only human. Wee. I do a genuine gripe about not celebrities as such, but when celebrity status is gained by people who did not have it previous. My main one that I get aggravated by is comedians, because comedians, the best comedians, speak from a place of like understanding and relatability for the lower classes, for the plebs, the proletariat, that we listen to and we relate to, and we go, yes, that's how it is. How funny. I'm going to laugh because it's funny, because I understand. But then, not all of them, but some comedians, obviously you make your work based on where you are. So if you are at a low point in your life, you're a working stiff, a bum, a nobody, a schnook, and that's what you're writing your comedian comedy jokes about. And people relate, because a lot of people are in that situation too, and they go, hey, I get it, that's good, that's funny. But then if you start becoming well known, you get, your comedy gets appreciated on a larger scale, get picked up by networks, get TV shows and shit, you become something of a celebrity, and then you start making new content. What you've got to make it about is your current rich, famous person's celebrity life. I guess I can name names because who gives a shit. Jim Jeffries is a bit of a knob in general, but he's funny. He's good at what he does. His comedy, maybe it's like a personal taste thing. I like some of it. I dislike some other bits of it. But I can say, regardless of whether or not I like him or it, is funny. He's very good at what he does. He's good at spinning a yarn, making shit funny, which is cool. But he started off talking about just being a guy. He's Australian, so it sounds funny anyway. The guy drinking, bumming about, doing drugs and stuff. And that's cool. And I guess, people relate to that. Drinking, especially, that's a thing that a lot of people do. So they all relate. It's all very good. And funny. He has, does some political stuff. And it was a bit about gun control, I think, that got him, like, big fame. That started to get him big famous, I guess. And that's all very well and good. Fine. But I started listening or watching his latest special on Netflix. And he starts talking about how, he's talking to celebrity friends and he's out dining at fine restaurants. And I couldn't listen because I was just like, this is shit. I don't give a shit about, isn't it weird how, like, restaurants are like this sometimes? And it's like, I mean, I wouldn't know, for one thing, but also, just, who cares? And that's an issue. It's a problem. It's something that needs to be remedied. I think once you get famous, you should stop making more stuff. I think I had that issue with Eminem as well. Like, I was a big Eminem fan. Obviously, sort of, you can tell, can't you? But largely because of where he came from. He was the underdog in as, every sort of sense of the word. Came from absolutely nothing. He had every reason to give up and quit because it wasn't going to go anywhere. But then he got snatched up and he got a name and he made a lot of very, very good, arguably good work, popular work, that a lot of people related to. A lot of white boys, obviously, but regardless, a lot of people related to it. Then he got, like, big famous, especially, nowadays, recently, and his work's shit. Everything he does is shit, because what has he got to, like... Because back then, he had anger, and he was making his music about, the shit he goes through in his life, in his workaday bum life, and people related to it. But now, he's fucking a crazy... He's got riches that most people will never, ever, ever experience in their lives. So, what has he got to, like... make music about? I couldn't get the exact fancy car I wanted. Oh no, I guess what he makes music about is, everyone hates me now. They think I'm old and I'm past it. Oh, that's mean. They say mean things about me. He literally makes songs about how people say mean things about him online. Like, of course they do. Because what are you doing to you're not doing anything to get good comment. Why should people say nice things? I mean, it would be nice if people said nice things anyway, of course, but that's not the world we live in, is it? So it's just, it bugs me when, especially if it's someone you like if it's Eminem, comedians, whatever. If it's someone you like, you pay attention to, maybe you listen to their podcasts and you subscribe to things that, whatever. And then they start just talking about fucking fine dining and talking to celebrity friends. Like, oh, great, good for you, but it doesn't fucking help me in my situation, does it? And I think in a large part, that's, to be a really fucking, an absolute pretentious cock about it. That's what art as a whole is. If it's music, if it's art, comedy, whatever, it's for poor people. Like, all the best work, all the best comedy, the best art, the best music comes from people who have nothing, the blues and whatever. Like, it's all like, because rich people, they got nothing to complain about. They don't need to spend their time, bearing their soul onto a page for music or art or whatever, because they're fine. They got nothing to worry about. They're cool. But if you're, struggling to make ends meet, working several jobs or whatever, you've really got problems and shit and soul you can put into a piece of artwork that people can really grab onto and appreciate. But if you're rich, no, you can fuck off. That's what I'm saying. Do something good with your money. Also, there's that. It's kind of a meme going around, I guess, but it's a very, very, understandable one, and one I've certainly thought about as well, of just how fucking boring rich people are. Especially like, the big ones, Jeff Bezos or whatever. You've got all the money in the galaxy. You can do literally anything. And all you do is fucking buy boats and houses and go to fancy dinners and shit and show off your money. It's like, helping people would be cool, but even more than that, like, build fucking castles and, I don't know, bring back dinosaurs. Do good shit with your fucking... Turn huge public spaces into fucking art spaces, galleries and shit. Do something, make massive skate parks. But no, they just hoard their wealth and fucking... Oh, I don't know. This has been celebrity rant time with Ewan. Ooh, how fun. And let's tune into a podcast about art. Oh, it's Ewan fucking whining about, celebrities are bad and they don't talk about what I want them to do, but what doopy do. Let's take a look at an art book. That's. I don't have a theme tune for the podcast, but I got like a mini theme tune within about this book I've shown before. I looked at Glenn Fabry last week. I'll look at him this week. I hope he's okay. I've shown this book before, but I'll show it again because that's what you do with art books. You look through them a lot because they're good, especially if they're good. And I'm painting today quite a sort of, I guess the goblin I'm painting is somewhat comic book cover-ish. And this is the collected comic book covers from the series Preacher, all painted by Glenn Fabry, Glenathan Fabrington. Yes, Glenda Fabrino, Glendino Fabrintano, Gablinus Fabrinus, Glenus Pennus, Glenus Fabrinus, Fat Penis. That's cool. That's... Every time I look through an art book, that's all it is me going, wow, that's good. Oh, that's good too. This book is good because not only does it have good recreations of all of the covers from the series Preacher, which is, you should all check it out. I've read some of it, like the first few issues. But I've got loads of them because of the covers. Because they're fucking... And then I found this book and was like, oh, I guess I don't need to... But it has words by Fabry and the writer Ennis, which is cool, but by Fabry. I posed in the mirror for this hand and arm and made up the rest of it. I don't work from photographs, at least not in the way a photorealist would, i.e. copying it all down precisely. I draw the image like the sketches, the ones printed on this side of the book, and then refine the picture as the work progresses. I do a lot of pulling faces in the mirror, which I've seen. He does that a lot. It's very good. And Nikki will take Polaroids, sometimes for hands and so forth. So I do use reference fair bit. I'd say 75% of each painting is made up out of my head, and for the rest I'll use whatever's going. So that's a cool insight. Is about a quarter of it. So this is reference, and this is all made up, which is really cool. It's good to know that he uses reference where he feels he needs it, and in other places, because it's got to be hard to get reference for a face that's been sheared off somebody's head. But regardless, it looks fucking good. It looks sick in both ways. It looks sick as in that's a cool fucking piece of artwork, and it looks sick as in that's disgusting. That's sickening. And it's cool to see the sketches as well as the final pieces. Also, he also says his Fabry's best bit, the guy's forehead on the pool table, which is quite cool. It's quite a funny little face. I mean, I don't need to go on and on, but especially like here, because you can see there's like a reddish orange underpainting under the blue. I don't know how, does it show up on the camera? Maybe it doesn't. Fuck it. It gives a shit. You can see it under his hair as well. And it's only a couple of shades of blue that he's put in there using fairly broad brush strokes that you can actually see. And so seeing this allowed me personally as an artist to go, oh, okay, that's how you can see this painting itself is a how to paint this picture. Batman t-shirt, that's quite cool. And therefore, that's quite funny. The worst painting I think I've done in the last 6 years, that's pretty funny. He really was not happy with this one. I can see why, but at the same time it is pretty cool. Kind of like it. Because that's pretty funny anyway, but then it's like, oh, he's a police. Gosh. But yeah, Glenn Fabry is the reason I paint in quite the way I do. Which, you know, maybe that's good or bad. I'm getting better. I've definitely progressed in the years I've done it, so I'm glad for that. By stealing, you know, some of his stuff. Certainly Fire. Fire is, in issue 3 of Gun Viking, I stole this for how to paint fire. You can even see where some of my dirty water landed on it while I was painting. I really like this one. Painting in grayscale is really, really cool. And that's gnarly as well. I love the textures, because I've said before about all the unnecessary wrinkles he puts in, but they really, really work. And then when he puts them in the skin and stuff, the texture in that, it just looks so like haggard and disgusting. It's great. The shirt, like the smiley face with one eye, because he's only got one eye, because he's inbred. The characters are fucking cool. Some really good shit, man. Patterns and everything on that, all painted in grey. Good shit, good shit. That's quite funny. I've been asked to supply a few words for each painting. For this one, it's turn the page now. He obviously doesn't like this one. And again, I can see that's not one of his best. The pose is a bit weird, and it's not, you know, not his best work. Still a good painting, you know. I'd be happy if I painted something like that, but you can see where it's coming from. John Wayne, I think. That's cool. That's really, really cool. I love the colour in that. The orange, the glow is really nicely done. And the background as well, you've got to take that into account. Because he might have used reference for this, but like a lot of that is just sort of paint it to look good enough. So you get the idea of like, you know, a Midwestern kind of somewhat desert backdrop or whatever. And a lot of it you can see is like blotches of paint just to fill in colour or whatever, but it works. It works. Getting the texture in the skin and stuff. Shit. Some good shit, man. Underlighting the orange glow on the... Oi. That's cool. That's really cool. Hair star. And that's a painting, man. I mean, you can... If you look at that quickly, you go, that is a picture of thing. Could be digitally rendered, could be whatever. But when you look closely, you go, you can see the paint. You can see flecks of like sprayed paint, like flicked paint. You can see strokes and stuff. That is absolutely Glenn Fabry's face. Like if you've seen him, if you know the guy, that is pretty much what he looks like, which is quite funny. So obviously there he was using his face as reference. That's quite funny. And again, gorgeously painted. I guess airbrush for the glowy bits. And just cool characters and stuff. I wonder if that's Glenn Fabry's body for reference. Who knows? cool. Tulip, cool. The lighting is great. And stuff like the textures, the stuff on the forearms and stuff, it almost looks like random blobs when you look at it in detail, but it's good enough that it completely convinces you that those are like a live person's arms, you know. The dress, the tight dress is really, really cool. Quite sexy as well, I'd say. I'm not sure. I guess I do prefer this one. That's the original sketch. I quite like the slight curve of the hip there, but I think it works, especially in terms of, you know, on a comic book store shelf, seeing that with Preacher above it. It's cool. That's a really fun one. Oh, this was a fun one to do. There you go. I really like the stained glass windows and stuff. That's fucking insane. Yeah, Fabry's hand holding a lighter. The detail in that, man, the texture. Oi, 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 oi. That's the shit, like if I was painting a big hand, again, painting big things, like zoomed in versions of things for a comic book, drawing or painting them, the easy thing to do, what I'd do, is get a big brush and go finger, 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 thumb, big areas, and then, you know, a couple of little bits of detail, different shading and stuff, and I go, it's good enough, done. But then the texture, the skin folds and veins and shit, different colours as well. It's not just all skin colour, different tones and things. Oy, man. And fucking shit in the background. The trees are cool. Very easily you can see blobs of paint stippling here, a few different colours and a few lines for branches, but that's the most easiest sort of like basic way of implying trees. Yeah, whatever. I don't really have time to do a full in-depth analysis. Well, I guess I do. I can make it as long as I want, but I won't. I won't do a full analysis. The little slight, like, it's not even purple. It looks purple, but then it's actually almost a similar tone to her skin, like a pink. Just on the edges there. And then purple. That's good. It's good, that. He's good. He is, his old Mr. Fabry. That's cool. I know they're not allowed to have, or that putting blood on a comic book cover is like a thing. Like, I think you can do it sometimes in small amounts, but sometimes you can't. So the amount of blood you'd need to have this be, you know, accurately represented would be too much. So that they have all these bullet holes and stuff with no blood at all, which is kind of cool. I quite like it. I also really like the tone, like the dirt in the shirt and stuff. Really cool texture on the jacket and skin, of course, full of holes. The glasses are really cool. The shattering effect and the red sort of glow from the. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. Purple glow there is really cool, and the shape, texture in the clothes. The vomit on his shirt. It's cool. It's a really cool idea as well. Not just, it's well painted, obviously, but the idea is really cool. Similar to, I guess, like when they have Wolverine's claws and the reflection of like the Hulk or whatever in the claws. But like, it's good shit, man. It's good shit. Demon fucking an angel. That's how, like, the abomination thing they're all trying to capture was created. I think you can see these are, like, tits, demon tits, and he's put, like, lava spurts covering the nipples. It's a difficult one to show, like, because it almost doesn't look like they're having sex. Almost, I guess because the way their arms are, like, they don't look intertwined, but that's what's happening, so fucking whatever. Kind of neat. Nearly as bad as number 7. Not a fan, I guess, of this one. He was. For me, I think it's the colours. I don't know if I dig the green, but as they say, green is not a creative colour. Pretty gnarly. A lot of the covers are just like, they're just sort of good. They're sort of whatever. Like this is, to me, it's cool, but it's just person building. Again, very, very well painted. I like the solid colour in the background, but sort of unexciting in general. Almost too much texture in the neck. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Tulip's neck looks like she's sucking on a quadruple thick milkshake. Yeah. There's so many veins and stuff going on right there. That's cool. Yeah, there you go. A relatively rare action shot from Glenn. Because he paints a lot of just like, well, especially if he's doing comic book covers, which is largely what he does. It's, you know, people, just people being people. But this is an actual action shot, things going on, which is very cool. All the faces. Very smart with putting the background colours very like toned down, almost like sepia tone, so as not to detract. Excuse me. Oh, I'm dying. That's pretty cool. Difficult shit to paint, especially at that angle. I get that's like the gunshot just gone off and then it's recoiled backwards, but it looks a bit weird. It looks like a distant explosion, like in the background somewhere. Yeah, whatever. Texture on that's really cool. Arse face, we love arse face. That's funny. I'm with stupid. I'm with ugly. Hi. See, because he's. Boo. It's pretty funny. Cool. Just cool. Good. Cool painting. Turquoise is good. Turquoise is always a good colour. I think I'm going to use that in the background of my Green Goblin painting. The texture on the snake is fucking insane. Scales, man. All the scales and the lighting on the scales. Just ridiculous. Yeah, cool. That's cool. That's cool. I like that. Red. Red. Brilliant. Saint of Killers. Badass. Fucking cool. The backgrounds, man. Painting rocks to look like rocks is pretty difficult, so that's cool. With the purple here and the yellow, blue in the sky, that's damn fine. Damn fine. 97, so many years ago. That's cool. Yeah, painting faces like when they're bigger, it's difficult to get those smooth tones and everything in there. So that's obviously he does it well. Very good, very, very cool. Very well painted fire. The colours in the background are cool. Him looking skeletal like a ghoul from Fallout 4 or something. Or Fallout in general. I've not even played 4. I don't know why I used that as an example. That's cool. That's a really cool piece. The colours and stuff in all of that. All the different tones and colours in there. Spittle coming out of Arseface's arse face. The wearing boxing gloves, that's cool. The shapes in the fucking guitarists. The crowd, it's funny. That's some good shit, man. That's a really, really nice piece. That's a hang on the wall kind of piece. And the little arse face smiley thing. It's pretty funny. That's cool. That's a really good piece. Really good characters. Inbred hillbilly cannibals. That's really, really good. Very good indeed. Arseface as the planet. That's cool. That's really, really good. I like that. I like it a lot. Cool. Mr. Meatman, played in the TV series by the guy who played Rorschach in Watchmen. Oh, that meat and guts and shit. Very cool. Delicious. I think that's based on like an old painting. Christina's World, is that what it's called? The famous Wyeth painting. Oh, yeah, I guess when he finished it, yeah, it was too close to the painting, so he had to change it up. But yeah, it's cool. He used 3D model rendering, an old 90s 3D model rendering to get the perspective and shape and stuff. Cool backgrounds again. Very toned down colour-wise as far as most of his stuff goes. Bit of a controversial one. Yeah, problematic piece, basically, because of the subject matter. But oh, they added the tagline Ku Klux Cretins, or Cretins, to show, because they had to show they were making fun of them and not praising them. Which is the point. Well painted, textures and stuff, you know. I'll praise that at least. Cool, sort of darker ones in the background. That's cool, but like maybe the skeletal form or whatever isn't quite visible enough. I don't know. That's a pretty classic one. That's good. Love the sausage, the texture on the sausage. It's good. It's good shit. I'm taking too long, but like, I mean, that's good, I guess. It's well painted, but it's like, eh. And that's when it comes to the difference of painting like things and then painting people and then painting action scenes, and it's a whole thing, innit? That must have been very quick. Pencils and stuff for the hair. That looks like a very quickly painted piece. I love the little arse face cherubs. These are great. That's cool. Love the colour, the red glow and everything. That's cool. We love I don't know even what to call it, a collection of characters. It's good shit, man. Cassidy, that's cool. That's a really good pose, I like that. Really well painted, I love the ribs and spine and stuff, and the back is a notoriously difficult like bit to capture in drawing or painting, so that's really nicely done. That's cool. Again, a quick one, I guess. Yeah, a complete rush job. There you go. Yeah, you can see how quickly he painted it, but it's pretty good, pretty effective nonetheless. These head studies are pretty cool. Textures and shit. Saint of Killers, the texture under his eyes and stuff, man. The lips. Difficult shit to do. But well done, of course. That's cool. It's very, very cool. I like that. Oh, that eye looks so rough, man. Good shit. That's cool. Saint of Killers. Going against the forces of heaven. Oh, and these are like bonus ones, I guess. That's... Oh, man. Oh, yeah, because there was like a separate little Saint of Killers storyline. I guess that was for that. Another action scene. Oh, that's hot. I like that. It's the same hand and gun, but with... Not quite the same, but very, very close. That's pretty funny. The devil as opposed to angels in heaven. Oh, badass. Fucking the texture in the jacket, the shirt, the face, even the hat, little creases and shit. The clouds are well painted. The guns, at that perspective. Oi, classic. That's cool. It's very, very cool. That's pretty neat. There's a lot going on in there. That character's great. I think I've seen that painted as like a piece of graffiti. Well, not a piece of graffiti, but painted on a wall. The gorilla's funny. Colours of that are really, really nice. Trade paperback covers. Oh, that's nice. The rays and everything, the fading up and the lighting on him. That shit there. I think that's him as a kid and his dad getting shot by those fuckers. That's really nice. That's a hang on your wall piece. And then people would think it's some kind of actual religious iconography or something, but too many creases. The coat does not need this many creases in it. Jesus. It's good though. It's good. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just funny. That's funny. All the creases in the world. Badass. Saint of Killers. I missed one. Oh no. Oh, another semi grayscale as opposed to fully grayscale with that painting in the background. That's cool. Little Cassidy picture there. Neato. That's cool. Fucking cool shit. Good shit. Good shit, cool shit. Miscellaneous paintings. Yeah. Oh, that's fucking nice actually. I really like this. Isn't that he like did a redone version of that in his sketchbook that I showed last week. Cool. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that. Sorry, I was having a little rant, a little bitch and a moan. Today I'm painting it's the Green Goblin. He's my friend. Someone said, "Ewan, paint me the Green Goblin," and I said, "Of course, goblins. I'll do it. I'll paint a Green Goblin." And they specifically said, actually, because they wanted him on like a glider and everything, being the Green Goblin. But then they said, actually, no, do it like just the head and like shoulders or whatever. Get all the detail in the face like you do with your goblins. And I was like, yes, fucking yes. Very, very glad to have somebody ask me to do that. I'll very much oblige. Very much obliged. I am obliged and will oblige. Let's all Mary J. Blige. Oh, there's someone who hasn't been relevant in a long time. Ooh, speaking of celebrity. No, sorry for my celebrity. Would you like to hear my idea for a TV show? It's a travel show. It's called Come Fly With Me. But as you've probably guessed, it's spelled C-U-M. Fly with, like, come fly with me. Get it? Where basically I travel the globe and find out which people globally have the best cum. I visit a town, a city, a popular tourist destination, and I go, oh wow, look at this shit. They got this building's red. Wow. Look, there's a dog over there. That guy, what's he doing? Oh, he's a bit weird. Try some food, get all the local cuisine, and then go, right, now, let's get down to it, brass tacks. Let's get some cum. And I find, a local who will let me drain some of their cum out and taste it. And I'll give it like a marks out of 10 or whatever, or like a star rating. And then it goes on a chart, and then by the end of the series, we go, right, okay, we've just done, Europe, for instance. who's got the best cum in Europe? Badoo. And then it's probably, I imagine Europe has probably the best cum because of like the foods and stuff. Like European cuisine probably lends itself very well to good tasting jism. Or like wherever it is pineapples are grown, they probably have good cum because that's the thing, innit? Pineapple makes your cum taste good or something, so they say. So yeah, I'm going to pitch it to Netflix, and maybe I'll get a TV show. It'd be quite cool. Cum flow. I'm not sure Netflix would want the word "cum" in big letters on their explore page, but I'll convince them. I'll be like, listen, it's a funny show. I mean, the point of it is that the joke is that the show was even made. That's the joke of the show. So the show itself would be a joke. It'd be a funny comedy show. Obviously funny. It goes without saying. It sounds hilarious, you. So it would be purposely like bad as a travel show. So I would be literally, I'd walk around going, oh, look at all these things that this place has got. Oh, let's look at some graffiti. Yeah, wow. Yell at skateboarders. Do a kickflip. And then, track down some cum. Obviously, well, I say obviously, maybe not obvious at all. I probably wouldn't actually try the cum. And if I did, I say might not actually. I might. Fuck you. Cum videos are some of my favourites on the old porn site. Obviously, we wouldn't show the trying of cum. It'd be me walking into, like a bathroom stall or something with another gentleman. And then, some nice music, a little fade out, fade back in with me coming out, wiping my mouth with a handkerchief or something, and then going, not bad. Or like, washing my mouth out, going like, oh, wow, sorry, Ukraine, but your cum fucking sucks. This is garbage cum. Ukrainian cum, not good. A funny horn noise going. Also, it's in development. It's not set in stone yet. And that would be the show. It'd be funny. Get a few episodes, a few different places. I'm thinking of doing a pilot of like maybe a couple of pilot episodes, like example episodes of how it could look, of just in the UK or whatever. Go to different places. Also, it'd be funny because trying to convince someone to give me their cum would be the funny bit because I get beaten up a lot. Which would be funny. Oh, look, that guy punched him because he asked for his cum. Because the smart thing, if it was a genuine show, would be to have, an attractive female element to the show, and she's the one who gets the cum, and she, rates it out of whatever. But also, that's not funny. So, because that's just, well, then you just watch porn. If you want to see a girl take some fucking loads and explain, if she likes it or not, and watch porn. You don't need to. So the reason the show's funny, come fly with me, get it? Come fly with me is because it's not only just a guy, but me, ewan, walking around going, oh, give me some cum. Look, I'm here in Yugoslavia. Let's try some Yugoslavian cum. Let's try some Yugoslavian, I don't know, non-alcoholic beer. I don't really drink, so it's, let's try some Yugoslavian quiz. I don't know what do they eat in Yugos, in the Yugoslavs. Um, Yugoslavian sausage. See? Sausage. Penis. Cunt. And then try some Yugoslavian cum. So that's my show idea. You know, like I say, I'll pitch it pinch it to Netflix, and let you know what they thought, what they think. Have you seen this show called Auntie Donna's something? I did a little bit of research into the people who are on it. Auntie Donna, the little Australian sketch comedy troupe. I just don't get it. It's not. I guess it's not my kind of humour. I just do not find it funny. I tried watching a bunch of their stuff, and it's not. For me, it does not hit my funny bone. My funny boner. Boner. So if they can get a fucking Netflix show, then, you know, I mean, they have like a history, like a catalogue of work they've done. I do not. I have what my podcast hilarious. Imagine if I get on Netflix show off the back of my podcast. Do you imagine? Can you imagine that? Imagine that. Imagine it right now. Let's take a moment to imagine me getting a show off the back of my podcast. How would the show open? Hi, blacks. Let's talk about that as an issue. No, let's do the opposite. Let's not. Of course, that would only be the opening of the funny Netflix show would be me saying something awful. Oh, let's talk about the problem with black people, and everyone would be like, "What? How dare you say that?" And then if they don't turn off right away, shortly after they'd be like, "Oh, he's using that as like a comedy bit to lead into something." Oh, okay, I get it. Maybe he shouldn't do that. You know, that is in a way using people of colour for your own means, and that's probably not the best thing to do. That's like slavery in a way. I'm not paying them for me doing it. Should I? Is there like a is it racist to even ask? If I want to talk about, if I want to use the idea of people of colour or transgender community or some marginalised group as a means to get into another joke that's not necessarily related to them, is there some sort of society I need to like pay royalties to or something? I don't know. I'm just being silly now. I've had my celebrity rant. I'm working on something for Christmas for Patreon. I know I keep saying about I'm going to have a Patreon show. It's going to be hilarious, and I've had really low motivation. You know, I've talked about my health issues and stuff of late, so I've not really gotten into stuff. But I do have an idea for a Christmas thing, so we'll see how that goes. I don't want to give anything away, but also I don't want to say ideas and then decide I don't want to do them, and then feel bad for having said I do them and then ending up not doing them. I don't know. So I'm painting the Green Goblin, acrylics on papier, trying to put quite a bit of like detail and texture into the face because it's so close up. It would seem almost silly not to. It's like if you're gonna paint something bigger. Well, there's an issue I could talk about actually. That's an issue with drawing big faces in comic books. Is you'll see it a lot because drawing a small face in a comic book is cool because all the detail's there. But if you draw a big face in a comic book, you're left with all these open spaces, like large spaces between the different parts of the face where nothing is, especially if you draw like realistic looking faces and especially female faces because there's less going on because they're supposed to be smoother. And then your line weight needs to change because it would be better if I showed you rather than just spoke about it. I'll make a video about it. But yeah, it's an issue while making comic books because it just looks weird because you can only put so much cross hatching on something like that before it starts to look wrong or silly. And then you try some cum